You will recall that we started by deploying the AstraZeneca vaccines, which requires a +2 to +8 degrees for storage and administration. This was followed by the Moderna vaccine, which is stored and transported at -20 degrees. Yesterday, we rolled out Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which requires a +2 to +8 degrees, but can be frozen and stored at -20 degrees. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, further to the Moderna vaccine, the U.S. government has donated another 2 million doses, this time of the Pfizer vaccines. This will become the fourth type of COVID-19 vaccines to be deployed in the country. The first consignment of this donation, which we are most grateful for, will be next week. The vaccine requires storage at -70 degrees, which is described as an ultra cold chain temperature. All these different types of vaccines present different challenges to the government in as far as storage and deployment is concerned. The ministry has been making the necessary arrangements for their successful administration. We are grateful that today the government of Japan is donating some 12 ultra cold chain freezers with a storage capacity of 3 million doses. To deploy Pfizer and any other future vaccines that may require ultra cold chain temperatures will now not be a challenge at all. 3 of these freezers will be placed at the central vaccine stores in Kitengela, while the rest will be distributed to our 9 regional stores in Nairobi, Eldoret, Kisumu, Mombasa, Nakuru, Nyeri, Meru, and Kakamega. And there is also the regional store in Garissa. And I'm glad to note that UNICEF is supporting the delivery of a specialized deep freezer suitable for Garissa. We hope to receive this very soon, and we hope which will serve the interests of northeastern part of this country. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, to note that during transportation from the central regional stores, these vaccines require to be transported at -70 degrees. This will be done using specialized insulated devices known as soft boxes, which maintain ultra cold chain temperatures using dry ice. We are therefore very delighted that the United Postal Services Foundation has kindly donated that 15 soft boxes, which will enable transportation of the vaccines to the regional stores. From the regional stores, these vaccines will be transported to selected vaccination posts at temperatures of +2 to +8 degrees, as is common with other vaccines. In the deployment of Pfizer vaccines, we are aware that once thawed, they cannot be refrozen, and when stored at +2 to +8 degrees, they must be used within 28 days. This places a huge responsibility on our officers, both at the national and the county levels, to make sure that these vaccines are administered as soon as possible to avoid loss of potency. We must all take responsibility seriously, as any challenges not properly addressed could unfortunately undermine our vaccination efforts and jeopardize our objective to meet the target set by His Excellency the President of vaccinating 10 million people this year and the entire adult population by the end of next year. Ladies and gentlemen, the quality and success of our vaccination program depends on the integrity of our cold chain. Currently, the National Vaccine Store has a total of 8 cold rooms with a net capacity of 130 cubic meters for positive temperature and cold storage 2 to 8 degrees, and 2 freezer rooms with a net capacity of 14 cubic meters for negative temperature cold storage of -20 degrees. This capacity is sufficient for deployment of vaccines requiring the +2 to 8 degrees and -20 degrees of cold storage, with a quarterly vaccine delivery schedule to the national and regional vaccine stores. We must, however, recognize that about 15 million doses of vaccines used for childhood immunization also depend on this infrastructure, and hence the need to expand it. Whereas we appreciate the support we are getting from our friends, therefore, the Ministry of Health will be expanding and strengthening our cold chain facility at a cost of an additional 900 million with World Bank support. The strengthening will include the establishment of 25 new county vaccine stores, the improvement of technical capacity in 36 sub-county stores, an expansion of storage capacity at 1,177 facilities across the country. These efforts will ensure that we do not interrupt our childhood immunization program even as we scale up our COVID-19 vaccination programs. I've often said that COVID-19 has not stopped the other diseases and has not stopped the other challenges. On the contrary, it has increased the challenge. Following the different interventions in our vaccination efforts, I'm pleased to know that we continue to make progress. So far, we are nearing 3 million doses have been administered, with over 814,000 now fully vaccinated. We have revised our deployment plan with the aim of accelerating the program so that we reach the set targets. The revised plan provides clear guidance to counties in terms of expanding vaccination posts and conducting outreaches. The plan will be shared with the counties before the end of this week so that we can open up as much activity in the counties as we can. And indeed, to open up the tourism sector, and we are heading for that season now, we now want to include the entire hotel industry staff in addition to all other frontline workers already prioritized. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me state that we continue to be concerned with the high mortality among the elderly. This is the reason we prioritized the vaccination of persons above 58 years of age. With the improved vaccine supply, I now direct that this blockade be expanded to include all persons above 50 years of age. And in addition, and in line with the deployment plan, I also direct the immediate inclusion of all persons above 18 years old with underlying medical conditions or disabilities. As I conclude, I want to once again take this opportunity on behalf of the Kenya government and the Ministry of Health in particular to thank the government of Japan, represented here today by the ambassador, for the major support today. We are truly grateful, Your Excellency. We also cannot forget the United States government, UPS Foundation for the soft boxes, without which it would be almost impossible to transport the Pfizer vaccines. We are equally very, very grateful. As noted, this capacity enhances our deployment efforts, and we do not take it for granted. As I mentioned, this is a game changer. Without these cold chain facilities, we would not be able to deploy the Pfizer vaccines. And indeed, we would not be able to take advantage of perhaps the only, and I think is the only currently approved, the FDA has approved this for not just medical use, but has deployed it for normal use as a vaccine. So this is indeed a good day. It's a great day for Kenya, and I take this opportunity to thank all those who have participated in making this possible, our officers in the ministry who have been engaging Pfizer, the officers in the ministry who have been engaging with the Japanese embassy, and we don't lose sight of the fact that even the Kitengela facility was also supported by the Japanese government. So we are indeed very, very grateful. So at this point, I would like to invite His Excellency the Ambassador to make a few remarks, and then we hand over the facility. Please, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mutaki Kagwe, Cabinet Secretary for Health, Dr. Yalong Wallman, representative of UNICEF Kenya, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me first and foremost to express my sincere appreciation to the staff of the government of Kenya, UNICEF and WHO. They have worked very hard and collaborated effectively, resulting in the speedy and successful procurement of the cold chain equipment. This is due to their hard work that we are now gathered here for the handing over ceremony today. To you all, I say asante sana. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank the Cabinet Secretary for Health, my friend, Honorable Kagwe, who is with us today, this morning. Mr. Kagwe, actually, this is our third handing over ceremony for COVID-19 related equipment this year. Early this year, Japan donated the smart robots designed for anti-epidemic monitoring, followed by a donation of 75,000 PCR test kits to Kemri. This seamless cooperation between Japan and Kenya in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic would not be possible without your continuous leadership as we work hard in hand to combat the virus in the country. Asante ni sana, rafiki yangu.
Asante.
Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 has profoundly changed our lifestyle. In the global fight against the pandemic, social distancing, masking, and quarantine became the buzzwords this year. Now we are obviously in the next stage, which is vaccination. I acknowledge that the government of Kenya has been working tirelessly since March last year to boost vaccination drives and promote confidence among the public in the effectiveness and safety of the vaccines in order to curb the virus. The cold chain storage equipment we are handing over today will support such collective efforts by the government of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, proper storage facilities and a good management system are very critical for effective distribution of the vaccines. Even though the government may secure a large number of doses, improper handling due to lack of cold chain systems or essential human resources could result in the vaccines losing their potency and expiring or becoming ineffective. Noting the importance of the administrative and the supply chain capacity, government of Japan decided to extend an emergency grant aid of over 2 million Kenya shillings through UNICEF this April. Today, I'm very much honored to announce that we have finally procured the cold chain equipment through the grant, including 12 ultra-low temperature freezers that can maintain a temperature of up to minus 86 degrees Celsius, which will be used for the storage of COVID-19 vaccines that require extremely low temperatures to maintain their efficacy. This procurement is a very timely and crucial step in the fight against the pandemic in Kenya, as the various vaccines which require specialized storage are now being introduced in the country, as mentioned by the Cabinet Secretary Kagwe. Ladies and gentlemen, a person who knows how to fish will eat for a lifetime. This is an overused phrase, but at the same time, a basic and essential idea for sustainable global cooperation. Without proper training and maintenance, all the high-tech machines may not be utilized to their full capacity, or in the worst case scenario, be left unused with nobody to operate or fix them. With this in mind, part of the 20 million Kenya shilling emergency grant will be utilized to reinforce the country's institutional capacity on operation and the maintenance of the cold chain equipment. I strongly believe that the combined cooperation for equipment and the capacity building will contribute to a wider and a safer administration of any vaccines in Kenya in the long run. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may know, the government of Japan has made efforts to ensure fair and equal deployment of vaccines doses on the global scale. In June this year, Japan co-hosted the COVAX Advanced Market Commitment Summit and showed leadership in the operationalize of the COVAX facility as an international mechanism for the procurement of vaccines. In addition, today's project is based on the Japan's global vaccine initiative called Last 1 Mile Support, which leverages our long-standing experience of medical logistics to ensure equitable access and swift distribution of vaccines around the world. Any country, any community, anybody should not be left behind. Based on this comprehensive approach, I can assure you that Japan is committed to cooperating continuously with our friend Kenya to distribute vaccines until each and every person in the country has received their full doses. Ladies and gentlemen, let's harambe for our bright future. I'm looking forward to seeing your wonderful smiles without masks sometime soon. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you.